For more information, visit my blog at www.simplebeautyblog.com. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing another first impression. Yeah, I have a problem, but we won't speak on that. But y'all know I love trying out foundations, so I was trying to resist trying this one, but I didn't. This is the Lancome Miracle Cushion Foundation. This is the packaging it comes in. I know you've probably seen it on YouTube by now, but it's a cushion foundation. It's a liquid foundation that sits in a cushion. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. When you open it, this is the compact. It has a mirror there. Comes with a sponge. I've already put it on, so that's why it's dirty, but it comes with this little case, this little cover here to protect the foundation. And as you can see, I just used the foundation and it got on the cover, so packaging may get a little dirty, but you can always clean that up. And then this is what the foundation looks like inside. It's basically just a liquid sitting in sponge. So you'll see me use it in the demo that will be coming up. I picked it up in the shade 450 Suede in, which is the same shade that I wear in my other Lancome foundation. So it does match me. So if you're my shade, maybe take a look at that if you're in a Sephora or wherever they sell Lancome. So this foundation is supposed to be a lightweight liquid foundation. Its claim to fame is that it's the liquid foundation you can take with you. Because it's in a compact, obviously it's going to be a lot more portable. So if you're the type of person who wants to touch up their makeup during the day, or you are the type of person who is always rushing to get ready and you need a foundation to take with you, this would be an awesome choice for that. According to Lancome, it's supposed to feel weightless and the coverage is sheer but buildable. And you can apply different types of pressure to the cushion depending on what type of coverage you want. So it doesn't say that it's for oily or dry skin tones, but it does say it is hydrating and brightening. So if you are oily, that's something you kind of want to think about, because usually if it says hydrating, it might make you a bit oily. So we'll see. I haven't tested it out yet. That's what we'll be doing in this video, so we shall see together. But anyway, if you like to see how this product applies and what I think about it, then just keep watching. Say hey, this is Noah, and he is 6.5 weeks old. So it says for sheer coverage to just apply a gentle tap to this, or for moderate coverage to apply a firmer tap. So I'm just gonna, I guess, do like somewhere between a firm and gentle tap. And that's all that got on my sponge, so hopefully that's enough. I'm just gonna start applying it. It feels really cool. And I don't think that was enough to cover my whole face, which I kind of was concerned that it wasn't. So that's just a very tiny amount that's on the right hand side of my face, and that's a sheer coverage. So let me go ahead and get some more. Now I got a lot more on there this time around, so it feels really good. If you live in a hot climate like I do, something like this would be nice, especially on the go, which is what it's designed for, because it's really cooling. Even not on the go, I get hot in the morning when I'm getting ready, so this is pretty refreshing feeling. And I'm kind of just tapping it and then blending it. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I think it gives a pretty light coverage. I wouldn't necessarily call it the sheerest, but it is light coverage. Supposedly it can be built up. So I'm just going to maybe try to build it in the areas right on my cheeks that I feel like need a little bit more coverage. And if I didn't say it earlier, I did not apply a primer. Usually I would, but I actually forgot, so. This time I went in with kind of a more gentle tap because I only wanted a little bit of foundation. Yeah, and it does build up. Again, it looks, I can see my skin through it, so it's pretty light coverage or light to medium coverage. It's not full coverage at all. So from here, if you want a fuller coverage, you could maybe try to build it up some more. I'm not really into full coverage, so I'm not gonna do that. But you can also apply a powder on top of it. As of right now, I'm not gonna apply a powder. Because if you use a foundation like this and it's supposed to be on the go, I would think that you wouldn't really need a powder on top of it, and I don't necessarily need to wear a powder with all of my foundations. I know I'll get a lot of flack sometimes if I don't like a foundation and somebody's like, oh, you didn't set it, but I don't need to set all my foundations, and that's going to be different for every person. I know the rule of thumb is to always set your foundation, but that, you know, rules are meant to be broken. Do what works for you. Always remember that. So what works for me is I don't always have to set my foundation. So for right now, I'm not gonna set it. You can see it kind of gives me a kind of a dewy appearance. It's not really dewy, but it definitely hasn't set. It does feel very lightweight. Almost doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything on my face. When I touch it, I can feel a little bit. Kind of feels like a moisturizer. It didn't really transfer onto my hands though, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be right back and let you guys see what it looks like after it kind of finishes setting on my face. Okay, so I am back, and I have to say that as I was applying the rest of my makeup, I really like the way this foundation looks on my skin. It looks just really pretty. It does have kind of a dewy finish. I did not set it as of right now, as you can see. All I did was apply concealer underneath my eyes, set that. Of course, I did eyebrows and blush and a little bit of contour powder. And what I'm gonna do now is, because it's still kind of shiny on my nose, it's not shiny, it actually looks really nice and healthy, but it's really hot today and I'm about to run a couple errands. So what I'm gonna do is just lightly set my T-zone. I'm gonna be using the same thing that I use to set my under eyes, which is the NARS translucent crystal. I do like this because it's not too mattifying, and so it still kind of usually leaves me with a glowy type of finish, which is what I like. So I'm just gonna set my T-zone really lightly. I'm actually just using a small little brush. This is the same brush I use to set my under eyes. So if I was setting my whole face, I'd probably use a bigger brush. But since I just want to kind of spot set some places, I like using little brushes like this. And I'm just using a very tiny bit of powder because I do not want to take away the nice finish that this foundation gives. Okay, so this is the finished product, what it looks like. Like I said, I really like the way it looks right now. It did not accentuate any dry spots, and yeah, like you can see, it kind of is a dewier finish. So if you have oily skin, you definitely will need to set this, unless you like that glowy appearance. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and go about my day. See, the time right now is 10:29, so I'll try to come back in a couple hours and let you guys know what I'm thinking about the foundation at that time. Hey y'all, I'm back. The time is now 1:11 p.m. and so I've had this foundation on, I believe, almost 3 hours. And yeah, I really like it so far. I've been out. It's really, really hot today, probably about 90 degrees. And I've been out and about, so for that type of condition, I think the foundation is really holding up well. I just looked at my face in the mirror. It still looks like it's on perfect. Looking in the camera, it looks like I have a little bit of shine here, but I really don't see that in person, so it's probably just the light from the sunlight picking up on it. But I really like the way it looks even on my viewfinder. So yeah, so far so good. It still feels lightweight. When I touch it, it doesn't feel like anything really. It just kind of feels like, well, maybe like a moisturizer, I guess. But it doesn't feel heavy at all. So far so good. I will be back a little bit later to let you guys know how it's holding up. Hey y'all, I'm back and the time is now 8:08 p.m. and so I've had this foundation on probably about 10 hours, and I have to say it looks really good. Now if you're looking at me on camera, I know underneath my eyes looks a bit dark, but I'm really tired. And also I had I got something in my eye, and so I think some of my concealer has faded underneath my eyes because they were kind of watering. But other than that, my face looks pretty good. I do have a little bit of shine going on, but nothing ridiculous, and I could easily fix that by blotting, but I don't even really feel the need to. Of course, like I always say, it shows up worse on camera, the shine, but in person it looks totally fine. So yeah, this doesn't claim to be a long wearing foundation, but I did find that it lasted a long time for me, so that's a definite plus. And I really like the finish of it, which is what these foundation first impressions really boil down to. I like the way it looks on my skin, so I definitely would recommend this to try if you get a chance. Now, the one con that I do want to point out that I forgot to mention earlier is that the price. I think it's like $47, but there's only a ½ ounce of product in here. So if that's a ½ ounce of liquid, that's like half the size of a regular foundation. So that's pretty expensive, because most foundations are 1 ounce. However, this compact is refillable. So I think the refills cost $30-something, which is a little bit more reasonable. That's still kind of on the pricey side too when you think about the amount of product that you're getting. However, that doesn't mean that this foundation isn't worth a try. I definitely think you should try it. I will continue to use it and see, how it works out for me. So after wearing this foundation all day, I think this foundation will really work for most skin types. Normal, definitely. Dry, definitely. Oily, I think it will work because I didn't get extremely oily with it, and it didn't melt off my face. But you will have to set it, and you may have to, blot it throughout the day. If that's not a problem for you, this will work for you as well. So I'm happy that I tried the foundation. I will continue using it and update you guys if there's any changes. So if you've tried this foundation, then definitely leave in the comments how it worked out for you, and that might help somebody else who's watching this video. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.